Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now I've already uploaded a much longer in-depth review on this figure on the channel. It was about 53 minutes long, so if you want to see the longer version that shows you a lot more, then check out that video. But I wanted to do a more bite-sized clip, just something that would be easy to watch on the fly. There is a beautiful box that the Hot Toys Joker comes in. Really nice design there. This is the special edition, so it does come with a second head sculpt and a whole bunch of hands. Look at that. I've got some on him right now. So you get way more gloved hands than you do ungloved. The weapons are very nice, but they're all plastic. There's no die-cast weapons here, unfortunately. And we have the jacket and coat. The coat in the film was actually a different shade altogether than this, but it's still quite a nice looking piece. There's no doubt about it. The head sculpt has sculpted hair. Many people were hoping that Hot Toys would have gone for a rooted kind of fake hair technique with this attempt. They have been making Heath Ledger Joker figures on and off for about 10 years now, so they've had plenty of practice, but not much has happened in the way of evolution here. In fact, it's quite the opposite. One of the main disappointments with this figure was the fact that Hot Toys took something away that they'd established worked very well on a smaller version of this Heath Ledger Dark Knight figure from some years ago. The DX11 up there, you take away the back of the hair sculpt and you have a stick in the center of the head that allows you to move the eyes in any direction you see fit. It opens up the doorways to all kinds of fun when it comes to photography with the piece and how you're going to pose him and how it will look in your display. But they took that function away, even though they did have it on some 1/4 scale figures. That's the Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises Batman. His eyes can move in any direction. But again, they took it away with Heath Ledger. And if anyone needed it, it's him. Now when it comes to the main head sculpt, this is the head sculpt that everyone will get regardless of whether you get the regular version or the exclusive. That head sculpt there is what makes it the exclusive version, but out of the two heads, I definitely prefer this one, even though I think the makeup around the eyes, the black makeup, especially as it comes down around to his cheekbone, it just looks a bit amateur, and I'm pretty sure I could even do better than that myself. The lips are painted well, the actual white makeup on the face looks good, and the hair isn't too in your face with the green. It's nice and subtle. A good strong likeness to Heath Ledger. Again, a much more in-depth review already exists on the channel, almost an hour long, so if this is not enough for you, do bear in mind there is a much longer review on the channel. But the head sculpt, this one at least, is just fine, but I would have much preferred rooted hair rather than sculpted hair. It can look a bit ugly in really harsh lighting. Quick look at the exclusive head. I like this side, but this side, I'm not quite sure what it's even really meant to be. I understand one side is meant to be the Joker, and then the other side is meant to reveal more of Heath. So I just think in execution, the mass-produced product didn't quite execute that very well. And I just wish they just kept it like this on both sides. At least we'd have a head sculpt with a bit more of a mushed makeup like in the interrogation scene. Whereas this is more of a kind of meeting with the mob kind of head sculpt. But again, you can check out the more in-depth review if you want to see more of this. But it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say it's terrible. It is very good, but I just would have preferred the makeup to be consistent on both sides, to be honest with you. Poseability is fantastic because he has a ratchet system for every joint pretty much. I mean, apart from the wrists, but they work really well. Great movement in the wrists. The hands go on and off very easily, so there's no stress there. You don't have to heat anything up to get them off or get them on. It's very easy. The neck articulation is pretty good. You can move the head backwards, forwards, side to side, turn it around, whatever you want to do. Good leg articulation, knee bend, even a good bit of movement in his ankle. And you can see the detail with the socks. There's even suspenders underneath here, and just the quality of the clothing is fantastic. But again, you can see that way more in depth in the full review. This is just a bite-sized treat. Now with the jacket and the coat on the figure, it's not got much of a nice look to it, the way it just naturally falls around him. It's covering up all the detail of the suit and the pants underneath. So I'll just show you a quick trick now on how to get the coat to open up a little bit and look a bit more natural, like it has a bit more weight to it, because the material that they used for the purple coat is very thin and light. Alright, so it's looking much better now, and that's literally just by using the arms themselves to pinch the coat into position and stop it from closing all the way around, covering up the glorious detail of the suit underneath. Now unfortunately the coat should be a highlight of this figure, but it isn't. The material is definitely the wrong color, although some of the promotional art would lead you to believe it was this color, but it definitely was not. And the material is very light. The coat in the film looked nice and heavy, and it had shoulder pads. Hot Toys haven't attempted to do any kind of shoulder pad situation with this, so they kind of wrinkle up and don't really keep their shape, and it definitely kills the look for me. I've seen Interbay in the past do Men in Black figures where they just put simply a bit of cardboard in the shoulder pad area just to keep the shape, and it worked. And that's all they had to do with this, but they didn't think of it, or they didn't think it was important, or whatever the case may be. The coat, again, it should be a highlight of the figure, almost as important as the head sculpt itself. It's very, it's an extremely iconic part of this outfit, and it is not on point here at all. Alright, that's the end of the short review. You can check out the much longer version on the channel if you wish. I would give this figure a 5 out of 10. That may seem harsh to many of you out there, especially if you've only been collecting Hot Toys for the last couple of years. I myself, with my buddy Nick, we were collecting these Hot Toys figures back in 2007, I think. So actually before the Dark Knight film was released, we've seen the evolution of the Hot Toys Heath Ledger Joker figures. The evolution stopped with this one. They didn't evolve at all. They didn't attempt rooted hair. They stuck with the sculpted hair look, which it's okay, but they definitely would have taken it to another level if they had have. Because on the picture on the front of the box, you can see what I mean. It's very obviously sculpted. And there's some incredible custom work out there when it comes to reworking these heads with actual fake hair, and it just looks like a real person. They took away the moving eyes, which was criminal, and the coat is definitely not on point. It is really the wrong color, and there's just too much material. It's very light. There's no hint of even attempting any kind of shoulder pad situation, which the coat definitely does need. There's the Batman in the background. 5 out of 10 from me. It's just fine, but it's nothing special, and considering who this is and what it is, it should be. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.